What?
She called me at 10 p.m. last night to talk about family court issues, and I did not tell her what she wanted us to hear.
Isn't she supposed to not talk to you anymore?
No, that's other people.
Oh. Well,
I think that's just audio coming off of this webcam.
Alright, if that's coming off the webcam, then...
I mean, that might be what we have for this hour. While we... Well, no, not just the webcam, but it's where we're looking to change the channel for audio for the mics, and I don't know which one is the actual mics and not
the computer. Is there something muted within that computer as well?
Mics are hot.
Fast though, if it's.
I mean, just listen to how it sounds. If it sounds fine, just go with it. I muted you for half a second to make sure, so you should be back now.
Brian, it's supposed to be your traffic right now.
Yeah, that's a... Alright, let's head on back to the traffic center real quick. If you all normally follow us on Facebook Live, my apologies, we're doing our best to work our way through it. Let's get you our quick traffic update if we can. Oh man, okay, if you're coming in from Livingston Parish, it is pretty stacked up from Juban up to Range. It'll pick back up again after Range, but from Juban to Range, what we're looking at right now is some pretty what was that? We're looking at some pretty heavy delays on I-12 westbound coming in from Livingston Parish. Now, as far as your interstates are concerned, that's the only real stack up right now. If we move over to I-10, we do have an accident from about a half an hour ago. I-10 eastbound at Highland Road. However, it's not showing. I'm not showing any real delays as a result of that accident. Just that it's there. So I-10 eastbound at Highland. Look out for that. Surface streets were good there as well. That's your look at traffic from the Talk 107.3 Traffic Center. .624 Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, Mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. We got Legally Served with Attorney Franz Borghardt coming up here in just a quick second, but I need to remind you, tomorrow I will be on location from the Lamar Dixon Rev Center out in Ascension Parish for the Ascension Chambers Business Expo. Going to have more than 100 exhibitors on hand, plenty of networking, a lot of great talks to be had as well. We're doing 2 shows out there. I'll be running your way 6 till 9, and then again from noon till 2 as I walk things up to their happy hour. Should be a fantastic time. The Ascension Parish Chamber should be a very informative time as well with the Ascension Chamber tomorrow at the Lamar Dixon Rev Center. All right, right now, time for Legally Served.
Expand the camera.
Hi, Franz.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing all right. Trying to get mics situated so we can get...
Here's the thing. Stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff happens. We adjust. We pivot.
Yeah.
We keep on moving. We keep it moving.
I understand.
We got lots to talk about today.
We do.
Where do you want to start?
Well, now I want to start with Lamont Cole. I wanted to start somewhere else, but...
He gave an interview with... An exclusive interview.
Which, by the way, yeah, so is he not allowed to talk to anybody else now? Like, if I were to call Lamont Cole today, and so Lamont Cole did an interview with Chris Nakamoto, And Nakamoto said repeatedly, this is the only time you're ever going to hear from him ever.
Well, is that his way of saying, hey, I ain't gonna take this show on the road? I don't know. I don't know why. That was the only part of the interview that I was like, well, that's weird.
Well, because, I mean, I have questions as well. And, I mean, I know I don't have the reach that Nakamoto has. So we are still a media outlet.
So the question becomes, one, is the squeeze worth the juice?
Mm.
How did he do? How did you feel like his interview he did?
So I thought Lamont Cole did very, very well.
He answered the biggest question, which is, okay, wait, dude, if you're innocent of these allegations, what's up with the text messages?
Right.
His response was essentially, well, they cherry picked, and it was almost a My Cousin Vinny.
I shot the clerk.
Yeah, like
I shot the clerk.
You're misreading what you read.
Right.
Okay. My first question is can we see the entirety of the text messages? This is me as a citizen.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, if you're going to say that we're out of context, why don't you give Chris all your text messages?
Mm-hmm.
I want to read them all.
Right.
And by the way, I leave room for the possibility that one, Lamont Cole is...
Hang on, we need to stop and reset because we just jumped in assuming everybody knows Lamont Cole's situation.
Yeah, go for it.
Lamont Cole was indicted for allegedly accepting a couple of bribes totaling about $40,000. This is in connection to everything else that's been going on with the previous administration. This is in connection to the indictments for Cleve Dunn. This is in connection to what we had in Top Stories and Trending about yesterday's indictment of Darrell Hurst. So there's been a whole lot floating around out there, and Lamont or Superintendent Cole was indicted on within that same playing field.
Very important. Just because, ask Liz Murrow herself, just because you're indicted for something doesn't mean you're guilty of anything, doesn't mean you did anything. Right. And in fact, indictments can, ask Liz Murrow, ask Attorney General Liz Murrow, they can go away. Yeah. They can be legally challenged. Yeah. So his position is, you cherry-picked the messaging, I didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
And he gave... The topic for me is, should a client with a pending case or indictment sit down with Chris Nakamoto? Kudos to Chris Nakamoto for getting that interview.
Well, yeah, Nakamoto's so good at his job. He really is.
Was it forceful?
No.
It was right where it needed to be?
Yes.
It felt unbiased?
They weren't gotcha questions.
No.
Felt unbiased, right? I mean, I agree with all this. Right. So, was the juice that was yielded from that squeeze worth it? Because now everything that he said is locked in.
Nothing he said, I don't think there's anything he said that I have a problem repeating.
Well, you have to also, if you're going to go watch Chris Nakamoto on WAFB, his interview with Lamont Cole, you've got to watch both the edited, like, for TV, and then the full one.
And by the way, secondary shout out to Nakamoto for posting the full interview, because an edited interview is not truth. An edited interview is skewed through a lens.
So Chris Nakamoto, I know we're limited on time. He
30 seconds till break.
Posed a question to me. What's the downside? If the truth is the truth is the truth, if he gets on there and is truthful and honest, what is the downside? And my response now and in the next segment is sometimes the truth isn't good enough.
Well,
and sometimes the truth goes terribly wrong under the scrutiny of a cross-examination.
And there's times, yes, because the truth can be reworded. It's the same truth, but through different verbiage, and it gets you in trouble. Quick break. ABC News coming your way. Okay, if we have that mic running for right now, that's good enough for now, but in half an hour, we're going to have a guest on the phone, and they're not going to be heard at all. So we have a temporary solution, and we still have to find a real solution.
Breland just told me to switch to digital audio interface MEI, which is another one of these inputs, but I think people are saying that it sounds worse. They're saying it's even worse now.
Alan, your mic's, yeah, hang on, helping Wilton. Brittany's helping you. So in this industry,
Hang on. What's on right now? There you go. In this industry.
I understand that things stop working.
Yeah.
Is it that somebody fiddled with it? And
So sometimes yes, sometimes it's other things. Sometimes, and I would like to know what if it goes back to the end of the show yesterday when we rebooted remember when we rebooted the board yesterday?
Yes.
I'm wondering if that triggered something in the computer. Did we run Moon on Facebook as well?
Yes, but there was no comments whatsoever.
There were no comments at all.
Yes.
Okay, so there's a good starting point for diagnosis. And the other hard part here is that
Alright, wait, test the mics now.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, Moon was just fine on Facebook Live yesterday, so that's not the problem. So, webcam mic's still hot. The webcam mic's always going to be hot until we turn it on.
I think it should be off now.
The webcam mic?
Yeah.
Well, I'm hot on something. Am I hot over here?
Yeah, I think you should be on channel 4.
Alright. Hey, turn the phone pod on real quick. On and off. Is it in program 4?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's offline. I'll put it offline. I can hear that. Okay, I think that's going there.
Nope. Okay. I don't know what mic is open right now. We got to go to a different mic.
Okay. I put it back to the webcam mic.
all right. So keep working through it. Keep working through it. Whoa, definitely the webcam mic right there, huh? All right. So we'll talk later about your other conversation. Because I'm curious about it. Yeah.
just random. She needs help. I hope she gets help. In general, some people just need assistance, and this will lead into our second conversation topic. And you can't make people get help, and if they're unwilling to get help or they don't think they need help, it's just more of the same. And it's particularly bad when it's a mental health issue.
Yeah.
Because they don't think that there's anything wrong. And the tragedy is that there is help for those kind of people. But the other side of this is, for the folks listening, hate kind of comes with the job.
That's not walking alone.
Yeah, I mean, Troy says, wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, I think we're out of that now, though.
That was good.
Bree's telling me to leave it how I have it right now with the webcam mic. She says it's less terrible.
Right, but that's going to be worthless by 7 o'clock. It's fine for now, but it's worthless at 7 o'clock. Every guest that we have that is over the phone, it's just going to be muted. It's just going to be, we're not going to be able to hear them on Facebook. It's just going to be listening to me ask questions. Let's see, we got 1, 2. three guests that will be in studio, so it's not worth it to shut the whole production down. But we're going to have 1, 2, 3 interviews that they're just not going to be able to hear on Facebook. So. And by the way, I went to YouTube to check as well. It's the same on YouTube that is on Facebook, so it's not a Facebook problem either. It's a software/interface problem. And Alan, there was no update run last night. That's not a thing.
The only thing I can think of is whenever the board popped yesterday, maybe it did something with the way it's communicating
But
this.
here's the thing though, if it had done that, Moon's show would have had a problem too. Moon's show on Facebook yesterday was just fine. I went back and looked at that. So
I mean, I didn't know we were supposed to be streaming Moon until halfway through when Kate texted me, so I just started it.
Yeah,
but it went for an hour and a half and nobody said anything.
Right,
He received
but
no call.
I went back and listened to the audio. It's clear as Moon, but so it's not the board popping that's a problem. That didn't reset.
Okay.
All right. .638 Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along, and legally served with attorney Franz Borghardt, rolling right along as well. Franz, where did we leave off?
Is it a good idea? Well, first of all, is the truth, being the truth, a good idea in the context of you're accused of a crime?
An opportunity, first of all, if you're accused of a crime, you have the bandwidth to get an exclusive interview with Chris Nakamoto. Right. I say that, anybody accused of a crime that wants to sit down with Chris Nakamoto, he's probably going to sit down with him.
You think?
Yeah.
As an attorney, would that be against your advice?
It makes me very uncomfortable and skittish.
Right.
Because even the moderately skilled attorney, let's say you have an attorney that's not Franz Borghardt, okay, who is trained how to cross-examine and, more importantly, how to take testimony and impeach. It can make the most innocent inconsistencies look like lies.
Right.
First and foremost, this is going to sound stupid of me to even say out loud. We have a constitutional right not to be compelled to testify if we're accused of a crime. Mm-hmm. Nobody can make Lamont Cole testify at trial.
Correct.
Lamont Cole is a very articulate, intelligent human being that very well could testify. He has no criminal record. He has every reason in the world to say, you know what, I am that special unicorn defendant who can testify. But nobody can make him do it. In fact, Brian, the system is the only person that makes that decision is him, not his attorney.
Right.
Recently, I tried a case where my client testified. That was her decision.
Right.
I can't look.
You were a counselor.
But
You
here's
give
the thing.
counsel.
I can say, I think this is a terrible idea, but Lamont gets to do, I don't represent Lamont.
No, I know. I know.
If I represented Lamont, he'd be innocent.
Well, after the interview, I still believe he is.
He might very well be.
When you talk about cherry-picking text messages, it's very, very simple to say, my text to you. Did you hear what they said about me on TV? Your text to me. What did
You. My text to you. I took a bribe.
Right. I shot the clerk?
Right. And so it's very, very easy to walk down that path and say, well, he said it right there. There's the text. I took a bribe.
So here's the kicker. It's either, it shouldn't be a complicated case. He either received $40,000 in payments
Right.
from these two individual healthcare, whatever kind of business they are, or he didn't.
Right. Now, but here's the thing, though.
He's doubled down, though, Brian.
He said within the interview, he said he's turned over all his financial records, which is great and everything, but financial records don't include a duffel bag of cash if that's the way it went down.
Did you think about that? I was kind of thinking about that, too.
Same. It's because, I mean...
Like $1 bills?
I mean, Nathan Jessup made a whole flight disappear.
Did he? He actually...
He doctored both logbooks. So we're talking about A Few Good Men.
In the movie A Few Good Men, Tom Cruise's character was going to put witnesses on that were going to confirm that there wasn't a flight.
Well, no. They were going to confirm that they did not remember anything.
Right. So, point is, very risky move for Lamont Cole.
Yes.
Now, what is the ripple effect of this interview? because the case isn't tried in the media, although you might think it is, based on 2026. One, now that interview is forever.
Right.
If this goes to trial a year or 2 years from now, that video is not going anywhere. And if you search Lamar, I'm venturing to guess that video interview is going to go viral. At some point, Liz Murrell's office will have some kind of response to the video interview.
Probably.
Right. It's admissible if he testifies.
That's where I want to go next, by the way.
Anything you say or do can be held against you.
So
in a court of law.
So since the video is admissible, number one, let's look at this through the AG's office. Would you use it? There's nothing in that video
here
that makes him seem more guilty.
I'm holding in my hand a stapler. In your mind's eye, if you're listening, a stapler. I never got a stapler from Brian. Well, Franz, you're holding a stapler. I never got a stapler from Brian. Franz, there's video of you getting the stapler from Brian. There's a difference between that and, yeah, I got a stapler from Brian, but I'm entitled to this stapler, and there's nothing wrong with this stapler. There's also, yes, I got $40,000, but that's an ethics violation, not a crime. But those are distinctly different.
But Superintendent Cole said he got no money from no one, nowhere. There's a huge difference.
So there better not be any money.
Right. Which is not hard to do. That's very easy to prove. Well, no, excuse me. It's very easy to prove you have no financial records of $40,000. That, to me, that's a very easy thing to prove.
Well, it's now forever. It's now forever. That interview's not going anywhere. And by the way, here's the other thing. If there was concern that you can't get a fair trial in Baton Rouge because of the media exposure, he's now part of the conversation. Right. It's one thing to say, Judge, we need a different venue because Baton Rouge, I can't get a fair jury.
Yeah.
It's another thing to say, well, Judge, I can't get a fair jury, but I also did a full exclusive interview with Nakamoto.
Wait, why is that?
Because you're part of the issue. You cannot benefit from your own self-generated issue creating. Now, here's the bigger question. The decision to only give one interview.
Yeah.
Is that going to come back to nip him in the bud?
I don't think so. I mean, it should.
Well, but if the truth is the truth, why not give multiple interviews? Why not come talk?
Haldane, because once you've given multiple interviews, that's where you run the risk of having different verbiage meaning the same thing. If you have different verbiage meaning the same thing, then that's where the trap's in. That's what makes you nervous in the first place about the interview. Is if question number 3 and question number 1 are similar, and similar answers but not the same are given.
As an attorney, if I have an opportunity to examine a witness multiple times, I want that because the more times someone makes recorded statements, the more times that they are inconsistent, even if the inconsistency is innocent.
We've got other things to get to, but I'm not done with this one yet. We got a lot more on this.
Sure.
But we're going to have to break in about 90 seconds. Let me just set the table for where I want to go from here. If you're the AG, would you use this interview in court?
The criminal defense attorney, would you use this interview in court?
Well, can't use it in court as a defense attorney unless and until such time that he testifies, and even then I don't know that it's admissible it's self-serving. The prosecutors can use it if they can show inconsistency. Statements against interests come in.
So that's where we're going to pick it up, because there's other questions to follow up about maintaining the same text the whole way through. Not the text messages, but maintaining the same verbiage the whole way through. We're going to take a break. On the back end of the break, we'll have Your Money Now. When we come back from Your Money Now, we'll pick it back up again with Legally Served with Attorney Franz Borghardt. Before we take that break, though, got to remind you about the folks in Matherns. We're counting down to kickoff, y'all, which means Matherns on campus is going to be your home all football season long. Look, game 1's going to be hot out there all day long. Did you bring enough ice? Do you need a refill? Did you bring enough bottled water? Do you need a refill? Did you bring enough beer? Do you need a refill? All the tailgate stuff that you packed up when the end of last football season closed out, you're opening it back up again. How much charcoal's in the bag? Did you have barbecue sauce? All the things they've got over at Mathern's. And they're right there on campus in the Nicholson Gateway Shopping Center, directly across the street from Tiger Stadium. No matter where you're, well, I shouldn't say no matter where you're out on campus, pretty much everywhere in the general vicinity of Tiger Stadium. If you're going up Skip Burtman Drive towards the river, if you're heading towards the RVs, it's an easy walk. Past the track stadium, easy walk. Throughout the quad, easy walk. Mathern's has got you covered every day as a full-service grocery store, but especially on game day, and you earn cash towards more groceries if you download the app at Mathern's.
In a rural school system, it's difficult to attract.
So every time I switch to the one that Bree says should be the one, she says you switch back to webcam. Like, it sounds terrible. I wonder if I should, like, so, like, at first that it was giving nothing. Now it's giving something, but it's terrible. I kind of wonder if I should just end this Facebook live stream and just start a fresh one, maybe.
The future is for everyone.
If the mic
when
is
we get to the top of the hour news, yes, when we get to the end of this segment, because we want to keep the full segment on there for folks to go back and watch. When we get to ABC News at the top of the hour, don't just end it, reboot the whole thing.
The whole computer?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and if we're late for 7:05, we're late for 7:05. But ending the show and starting a new one isn't going to do anything until you reboot all the equipment anyway. So you'll just be reopening the same problem. But yes, that's a good call.
It's the only other thing I can think of. Other than that, Bree just told me you're just gonna have to leave it at webcam for this.
Now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter. Just head to ZipRecruiter.
My shout out to Exxon.
Right now to try it for free. On your way to meeting your match. Or
gang symbols.
Quality candidate within the first day. So try it now.
That's my go-to. It's the point.
I'm just going to tell you, not that you.
That's Jeff Taylor, the Ascension Parish assessor. No, what is he doing? Not Ascension, Livingston Parish.
With your money now. Hadi Lao International shares rose more than 7% after the company reported first half results. Delivery revenue jumped more than 141%, while revenue from other restaurant operations surged more than 113%. Hadi Lao said some new
Well, that's not my lane. It's not my lane.
Large-scale replication. Americans' confidence in the economy declined again this month.
You know what really makes you feel good about life is when you get to a point where you're like, that's not my circus, that's not my monkeys. I can have opinions about stuff that are not my lanes, but I'm not authoritative about those things, so. That's like me talking to you about basketball.
What do you mean?
I don't really know a lot about basketball.
No.
Futures are currently mixed. That's your money now.
6th grade basketball's gonna be fun. I'm hoping to draft a lot of the same kids again because We got so much to implement. 5th grade to 6th grade rules are going to be a definite focus on
5th grade
competition and not skill set.
When do they start making? When is it that you start not making teams? Is that 6th grade?
I'm sorry. 6th grade is when you start varsity and JV.
Okay, so everybody gets to play if they want to.
Yeah.
Are there opportunities past that, like for kids that are not good enough to make varsity and junior varsity to still play? Like
they'll have 3 JV teams if they need to. Yeah.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah.
This is not high school competitive. It's
5 employers will post on this or get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
.652 Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Legally started with attorney Franz Borghardt, rolling right along. Got about 7.5 minutes left before we close out the segment and hand off to ABC News at the top of the hour. There's so much to get to from this Lamont Cole interview that I don't think we're going to have time for anything else. As we're going to break, I was asking you if you're the prosecutor, do you introduce the video into evidence?
So normally hearsay is not admissible unless it's a, quote, statement against entrance. That is why confessions come in.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you confess to a crime or if you're interviewed and you start making inculpatory statements, that comes in. So what I would say is if there are inconsistent statements against his interests.
Within the interview.
Like, hey, I never got a stapler. Franz, is this evidence that you got a stapler? Well, then that's a lie then, right? At that point, your truth, which is the truth, becomes something else.
Yes. So along that route, though, if you're the defense, can you then turn around and say everything that's in the interview has been asked and answered?
No.
Why?
Because it doesn't work. Evidentiary, it's a piece of evidence now.
Yes.
It's a recorded statement.
Yes.
The only way he can explain his interview is if he takes a stand.
Right.
I'm predicting right now. Mark the calendar. Mm-hmm. August 26, 2026. It is the 26th, right?
Today's the 26th.
Yeah. Lamont Cole's going to testify if he ever gets that far.
You think he will?
I think he is the articulate, intelligent, could probably survive a cross-examination. I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm predicting he will testify.
Well, now this is where you're concerned as a defense attorney, that you're concerned that he did the interview in the first place, is that if he testifies, now everything he says on the stand has to be word for word what he said in the video.
Everything needs to align or else it's going to be construed as a lie. And by the way, so we are crystal clear.
Mm-hmm.
A few good men.
Yeah.
An inconsistency, as in the normal world, being inconsistent doesn't mean you're a lie. It may just mean that you're being inconsistent.
Right.
You say one thing, you maybe meant something else. It doesn't mean you're lying.
Right.
On the stand with the jury, ooh. So, point is if you don't give an interview, you get on the stand, and I'm assuming he didn't make any statements to the police.
Right.
He's been by the way, the guy's given this is not a vacuum. He's given a press conference, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, right at the blocks to deny all allegations.
Yeah. So what he's locked into now, and look, it may in fact be the truth that he never received a dime. Once again, Attorney General Liz Murrill herself can attest to the fact that a mere indictment doesn't mean you committed any crime. She knows that firsthand from New Orleans.
Right. Yeah, well, and her garbage was dismissed.
And by the way, same as I predicted, the same legal tactics about challenging grand jury are happening in real time right now. Lamont Cole's doing it.
Yep.
Cleve Dunn's doing it. And what's sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. And I told you, this is going to be the new norm.
And I don't know, was it Chris Nakamoto or Lamont Cole? I don't remember which one in the interview used the word weaponized.
Yep.
One of them used the word weaponized in the interview, and I don't remember which one it was.
She doesn't need to. What's interesting is she doesn't need to proceed under a grand jury to prosecute for these types of crimes.
Right. No, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
She can institute prosecute for the listeners. There's two ways as a prosecutor you can institute prosecution. You can go to a grand jury and get an indictment, or we have what's called a bill of information. It's a charging document, and she has the authority to charge that way, except for crimes that carry a life sentence, like murder or a certain type of rape. Other than that, everything she could just say, I don't need to go to a grand jury. Now, there may be strategic and weaponized reasons why she went to the grand jury. She can say, this is the people's choice. Of course, unless the grand jury was corrupt and manipulated. Which she herself can attest to.
Well, but that's what
only in Orleans.
No, but that's what her investigation is about right now with her case in New Orleans. And, if people are saying that's, you shouldn't be chasing that rabbit, then won't that same argument come up if someone's chasing their rabbit here?
Every rabbit that is now fair game to be chased. That's the problem. And look, I leave room for like you. I watched that video. We had a discussion. I had intended to come in here and play prosecutor. Not a bad interview.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Better. My takeaway from that is, better hope there's no evidence that she took money.
Right.
Because everything caves. He said unequivocally, I never took money. I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what he said. Right?
And we've only got 2 minutes left, so I want to follow up with that part of this. When it comes to proving your financials, and we talked about this earlier, but when it comes to proving your financials, is it as simple as turning over your financial records, or what else could be a trap on the back end of that?
So your comment earlier, your tongue-in-cheek comment about the duffel bag of money.
Yeah.
The state has to prove that he received money.
Right.
That's a critical part of a bribe or a kickback is the actual giving of something. So, is the state's best evidence that text message in a vacuum? Is there proof? Is there video? Is there forensic evidence? Is there any evidence? Is there a witness that's going to cut a deal with the state and say, Lamont got $40,000? I don't know the answers to these questions. What I will tell you is there better not be evidence that he received a kickback or money, because that statement that he made to Chris Nakamoto,
it's definitive. There's no
misunderstanding that, right? That is the double-edged sword, right? And I've always thought, I know we're cut low on time, I always thought the defense would be, at most this is an ethics violation, which is not a crime necessarily. Right?
Well, bribes are crimes, so...
But a bribe is different. I know we don't have a lot of time, but a bribe and a kickback is different than I took money I shouldn't have taken because it's unethical by this law rule.
Depending on where the money went.
Right.
That opens up a whole other bag of worms. Last one before I get you out of here. We've got less than 30 seconds to go. Do you think this makes it to the trial? Do you think it really? For Lamont Cole, not for others involved.
You see Attorney General dismissing this at some point? Do you see her ever cutting a deal? Do you see him ever taking a deal? He unequivocally is innocent.
Superintendent Cole is not the only one involved here. I think there's room for bigger fish to be.
He's now given an interview. By the way, the interview also affects his ability to cooperate. I didn't do anything wrong. Well, what information do you have then?
But he left wiggle room for that when he said there's a lot of texts that are private that he's not proud of. We got to get... too much meat on the bone, man. Good stuff.